for another video, another live stream, as I do every week, every Saturday at 7:30. This one is part 2 of my 100 albums live stream. For those of you who don't know, a couple weeks ago I finished up my 100th album. I'm now up to 101 that I actually finished, and I kind of knew this was going to happen, so that's why I actually streamed my 100th album pretty much right after I wrote it. And so that's good. But we're going to showcase another one, and it's funny because I wrote this one in October, and toward the end of October, and I knew it was coming down the tube that I was going to have my 100th album, and I was thinking this would have been a fitting one for my 100th album. So that's kind of why I put it as a 3-week celebration. So this particular album, this is, I had a little fun with the title, The Crosseyed Bear That You Gave to Me. It's a takeoff on a line from You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette. And, could have done, Do You Think of Me While You Truck Her? But anyway, the album itself was inspired by everybody except for Aaron Rodgers that you see here on my influences wall, and even that Memphis picture right there. There's one song that I'm going to play later by Johnny Cash, and I'll explain. It's going to be kind of a Memphis medley a little bit, but everybody who is represented there on my influences wall, including Josh Ritter, who is responsible for that sticker up there that says Jesus Hates Your High School Dances. Everybody is represented at least once throughout this particular set of songs. And it got to the point where I had some extra time in the month. I like making the album confined to a month if I can, so that I can just kind of let it go the next month. And so I had some extra time, and ended up writing some extra songs inspired by the same artists. So there are a couple of repeats on there. One of whom is Bob Dylan, because of course I can't just choose. Well, I can choose. I can point to one song in particular, and that's "Tangled Up in Blue," that was just tremendously influential to me. But same album, this first song was inspired by "Idiot Wind," and this is a song of mine called "Ain't Coming Back." And I hope you enjoy this particular song. And like I said, I'm going to play "Idiot Wind" after that. Someone made a mess of things. I'll give you 2 guesses who it was. She led me on so she could give the minimum and swear that it was love. Swore she'd fight for me in other ways. One's convenient for so I would stay. Something always pulled me back. Thought it was a good way in the bad, but now I ain't so certain. Knowingly what you need, why would not drama be nuanced? She promised not to talk about him, boyfriends, but that ain't truly what I want. She talked about him, took out the boy, like my feelings were some kind of toy. Thought she was helping, but dancing around the issue only made it worse. Ain't coming back. At this point she knows what she has done. She knows what she can get away with and has fun. Ain't coming back. I blame myself for a little too long. And she won't learn nothing if I don't practice the art of staying gone. She always did like the status of having and eating a cake. Got pushed to the side whenever romance was at stake. The books she read, the shows she watched, all had these endearing plots. A man who messed up but found his way back to her in the 11th hour. But that's not real life, most of the roles are reversed. It's her who messes up, but this time she needs to feel the hurt. Our love was on a barbed wire fence, she assumed there would be a recompense. She's been the one sitting there for years, yet somehow I'm the one who gets electrocuted by the power. Ain't coming back, no, she don't even care if I run. Yeah, I wish somehow my leaving left her stunned. Ain't coming back, I blame myself for a little too long. And she won't learn nothing if I don't practice the art of staying gone. Yeah, I listen to the songs we used to sing, watch the films that we once viewed. She always pictured us with the status quo, her vision was skewed. There ain't no coming back from this, it doesn't matter what I might miss. Nothing's worth the pain she put me through, and I don't deserve someone that abusive. The strange thing is I stayed cause I thought it would be hard to explain to my people who love her exactly why she leaves me scarred. There's just one reality, it's either him or me. Now that she's chosen him, nothing she wants from me even resembles conducive. Ain't coming back, won't be a number two, just number one. She used to bash the girls who were shunned. Ain't coming back, she's gotta know she was very wrong. Won't learn nothing if I don't practice the art of staying gone. Someone's got it in for me, they're planting stories in the press. Whoever it is, wish they cut it out quick. When they will, I can only guess. They say I shot a man named Gray, took his wife to Italy. She inherited $1 million, and when she died, gave to me. Can't help it if I'm lucky. People see me all the time, they can't remember how to act. Their minds are filled with big ideas, images, and distorted facts. Even you yesterday had to remind you where it was at. I couldn't believe after all these years you didn't know me better than that, sweet lady. Eddie, wind blowing every time you move your mouth, blowing down the back roads at its sound. Eddie, wind blowing every time you move your teeth. You're an idiot, babe. It's a wonder you still know how to breathe. Yeah, I ran into the fortune teller who said, be aware of lightning that might strike. I haven't known peace and quiet in so long, can't remember what it's like. There's a lone soldier on the cross, smoke pouring out a boxcar door. You didn't know it, you didn't think it could be done in the minor land. He won the wars after losing every battle. I woke up on the roadside daydreaming about the way things sometimes are. Visions of your chestnut man shoot through my head, make me see stars. You are the ones that I love best, cover up the truth with lies. One day you'll be in a ditch, lies buzzing around your eyes, blood on your saddle. Ain't coming back, headed wind, blowing the flowers on your tomb, blowing through the curtains in your room. Headed wind, blowing every time you move your teeth. You're an idiot, babe. It's a wonder you still know how to breathe. It was gravity which pulled us down, and destiny which broke us apart. You tamed the lion in my cage, but it wasn't enough to change my heart. Now everything's a little upside down. It's a matter of man, the wheels have stopped. What's bad is good, what's good is bad. You find out when you reach the top, you're at the very bottom. I noticed at the ceremony your corrupt ways finally made you blind. I can't remember your face anymore. Your mouth has changed, your eyes don't look into mine. The priest wore black on the 7th day and said some face while the building burned. I waited for you on the running boards as the springtime slowly turned into autumn. Headed wind, blowing like a circle around my skull. From the Grand Coulee Dam to the Capitol. Headed wind, blowing every time you move your teeth. You're an idiot, babe. It's a wonder you still know how to breathe. I can't feel you anymore, can't even touch the books you've read. Every time I crawl past your door, been wishing it was someone else instead. Down the highway, down the tracks, down the road to ecstasy. I followed you beneath the stars, surrounded by your memory and all your raging glory. I've been double-crossed now for the very last time, and now I'm finally free. I kissed goodbye the howling beast on the borderline which separated you from me. You hurt the ones that I love best, covered up the truth with lies. You'll never know the hurt I suffered or the pain I rise above, and you'll never know the same about you, your holiness or your kind of love. And it makes me feel so sorry. Headed wind, blowing through the buttons of our coats, blowing through the letters that we wrote. Headed wind, blowing every time you move your teeth. You're an idiot, babe. It's a wonder you still know how to breathe. Headed wind, blowing through the buttons of our coats, blowing through the letters that we wrote. Headed wind, blowing through the dust upon our shelves. We're idiots, babe. It's a wonder we can even feed ourselves. All right, and that was, excuse me, losing my voice already here. That was Ain't Coming Back and Idiot Wind, and I hope you enjoyed both of those. So this next one, we move on, still celebrating the people on my influences wall. Right up there, top right. You might not be able to see him super well, but that is Cloud Cult. And this song of theirs that inspired a song of mine on this particular album is called Sleepwalker, and my song is called World. Now, this is a super influential album for me. I love it. Was the first Cloud Called album that I heard in its entirety. My mom owned it, and it was written after Craig Minowa, the lead singer, had open heart surgery, if I'm not mistaken. And so this whole thing kind of came out, and it has these really distinct movements to it, which I'm all about in terms of concept albums and all of that good stuff. But this is a song called World, and I hope you enjoy it. And I'm going to do it as a medley with Sleepwalker. You didn't know this, how much I love you, or maybe you did and you just don't care. You like the idea of having a friend who was a guy you could keep for your repairs. World spins its axis toward the sun, and not around you. World spins its axis toward the sun, and not around you. I am the world now, even though I'm not yours. You go and live your life the way you have. I called you out on a Saturday, and I didn't live. I know my nature too sad. World spins its axis toward the sun, and not around you. World spins its axis toward the sun, and not around you. World spins its axis toward the sun, and not around you. World spins its axis toward the sun, and not around you. World spins its axis toward the sun, and not around you. World spins its axis toward the sun, and not around you. We are your conscience. We thought we'd tell you. You've been sleepwalking through most of your days. Your eyes are open, your body's moving, your lips are speaking, but you're far from awake. Where is your passion? Where is your wonder? Where is your thankfulness? You put them away. Time's come to get up before you break down. I know you're on it. Time's come to get up before you break down. I know you're on it. Where is your kid side? Where is your joyfulness? Where is your empathy? Fast asleep. Where went your moments? Where went your presence? Where went your purpose? Fast asleep. Time's come to get up before you break down. I know you're on it. Time's come to get up before you break down. I know you're on it. Time's come to get up before you break down. I know you're on it. Time's come to get up before you break down. I know you're on it. 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 All right, and that was World and Sleepwalker. Sleepwalker, of course, being by Cloud Cult, who inspired that particular song. And like I said, everybody pictured behind me, except for Aaron Rodgers, is going to be featured on this particular show. Not them, but their music, and me doing a cover of them, cover of those particular songs. So looks like we got a viewer. If you can make a comment, and let me know you're out there. Otherwise, you probably have my number, so you can just text me and let me know you're listening. But this next song was actually, this whole album was super influential to me. This was I kind of got into Semisonic and Dan Wilson and all of that when I was over in Spain, and this is a song off of Dan Wilson's solo album called "Love Without Fear." And whenever I would feel homesick, I would listen to Semisonic, Cloud Cult, or Dan Wilson, especially after his new album came out. I think this was in like March of 2014. And so this is a song called "Backup Guy," and it was inspired by a Dan Wilson song, like I said, called "When It Pleases You." So I hope you enjoy both of them. It's been forever since we gave love a try. You used me as your backup guy. I'll admit I did the same for a time. Thought you fell in Memphis, but I never was in your mind. You've been telling me since we met, now is not the time to love me. Coming back from Spain, you maybe thought it really was me. I doused the flame and I'm to blame. And this time I thought you were different, but I'm your backup guy. That's not fair, I'm not next in line. I'm the backup to your backup guy. Yet when things go wrong, I'm the first one you call. But when I want commitment, you begin to stop. You've been telling me since we met, now is not the time to love me. Coming back from Spain, you maybe thought it really was me. I doused the flame and I'm to blame. And this time I thought you were different, but I'm your backup guy. I'm your backup guy. Out in the distance, you can see so clear. You don't want me either far or near. Actions speak louder than the words you say. I am 2 years from being 2 years away. You've been telling me since we met, now is not the time to love me. Coming back from Spain, you maybe thought that it really was me. I doused the flame and I'm to blame. And this time I know you were different, but I'm your backup guy. I'm your backup guy. You've been telling me since we met, now is not the time to love me. Coming back from Spain, you maybe thought that it really was me. I doused the flame and I'm to blame. And this time I thought you were different, but I'm your backup guy. Yeah, I'm your backup guy. You love me when it pleases you. You want me when it's easy to do. You hold me when you don't want anybody else to. You love me when it pleases you. I've been keeping it convenient for you to keep close to me. I've been making it too easy for you to hang on loosely. I've been hanging on and dreaming on, but you only come around to me when it pleases you. When it pleases you, I call you when I wanna hear your voice whisper in. I call you when I wanna hear my voice whisper in your voicemail's ear. I think of you at the strangest times. You keep me in the back of your mind. I've been keeping it convenient for you to keep close to me. I've been making it too easy for you to hold on loosely. I've been holding on and dreaming on, but you only come around to me when it pleases you. When it pleases you. Late at night when the stars come out, I walk the roadside, see 'em turning round. Looking one long enough, you might see one fall. Looking one more too long, you won't see it at all. I've been keeping it convenient for you to keep close to me. I've been making it too easy for you to hang on loosely. I've been holding on and dreaming on, but you only come around to me when it pleases you. When it pleases you. When it pleases you. When it pleases you. All right, and that was When It Pleases You by Dan Wilson, and also my song called Backup Guy. That was actually kind of in its second draft that came together, not even with that inspiration, but I just really like that. I mean, I don't like it, but in terms of songwriting, I like the image of, you know, the backup guy that, like, oh, when all else fails, then, like, I turn to you. But then, you know, when you want to turn it romantic, you know, it's like, oh, no, wait, where did you get that idea from? So that's kind of that. The line that I really like in both of those songs, and I went back because I messed up on it accidentally, but I call you when I want to hear my voice whisper in your voicemail's ear. That's just such a cool line. And the line that I really liked in my song was in that third verse when I said I'm 2 years from being 2 years away. And that's actually kind of a sports cliche with the 76ers. Um, Kornheiser and Wilbon say that all the time on Pardon the Interruption. They'll say that, like, because their whole thing was trust the process, and I think they actually use the line of they're 2 years from being 2 years away, and that's just kind of how I feel that like you get to that 2 years and it's like, oh no, we're still 2 years away, and so that's just kind of that feeling right there. But moving on here, we've got a couple songs by Maroon 5 on this album, and this is the first one right here, the first Maroon 5 inspiration, and this is a song that was inspired by the song "Tangled" by Maroon 5, and so I'm going to play that as well. But this song, the song "Tangled," is really interesting to me because it basically has two choruses to it, and you'll see what I mean when I play it. But Maroon 5 kind of mastered the art, at least for a while there, of like building and making those second choruses. But this one, it doesn't just feel like you're adding to the first chorus. It's like you have a whole new chorus, and so it's a really interesting thing. But this is a song called "The Reasons I Stayed," and also "Tangled." I'm done loving you. Your behavior has shown nothing new. You studied hard so you could replicate how folks hit me the stars, and I went back one too many times. I hope you cry when you're lonely and you want to reach out to me, 'cause I ain't your toy, 'cause I ain't your boy. You simply cannot ever lie where you have it both ways. The leech gets confused when it gets called out on the way it gets abused, and why it was wrong to gaslight me into thinking I belong, 'cause you gotta hear it from me now, since there was that. Think twice before you reach out to me, 'cause I ain't your toy, 'cause I ain't your boy. You simply cannot ever lie where you have it both ways. 'Cause you can be brain the way you behave me better than them, and I ain't quite sure the reasons why I stay. Here's Sunday morning coming down, won't come around. You lost me, so don't try to reach out to me, 'cause I ain't your toy, 'cause I ain't your boy. You simply cannot ever lie where you have it both ways. 'Cause you can't be afraid the way you behave me better than them, and I ain't quite sure the reasons why I stay. I'm full of regrets for all the things that I've done and said, and I don't know if it'll ever be okay to show my face around here. Sometimes I wonder if I disappear. Would you ever turn your head and don't look back? 'Cause I've been, there is nothing left to say to you that you wanna hear, that you wanna know. I think I should go. The things I've done are way too shameful. You're just an innocent, helpless victim of the spider's web, and I'm an insect. I'm going after anything that I can get, so you better turn your head and run. And don't look back, 'cause I fear there is nothing left to say to you that you wanna hear, that you wanna know. I think I should go. The things I've done are way too shameful. And I've done you so wrong, treated you bad, strung you along. Oh, shame on myself, I don't know how I got so tangled up. Yeah, 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 yeah. You better turn your head and run, see if I'm gone, 'cause I fear there is nothing left to say to you that you wanna hear, that you wanna know. I think I should go. The things I've done are way too shameful. And I've done you so wrong, treated you bad, strung you along. Oh, shame on myself, I don't know how I got so tangled. And to you that you wanna hear, that you wanna know. I don't know how I got so tangled. All right, and that was Tangled by Maroon 5. And before that, we had The Reasons I Stayed. Really had a fun time writing that, which is kind of counterintuitive, but it's got a really nice funk to it, and that's always a fun little thing to mix in. So in case you were just tuning in, I am celebrating 100 albums, and I'm wearing this 100th birthday t-shirt for St. Mary's in honor of that. I a couple weeks ago completed my 100th album, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of look back at my career and all of that. And we will definitely be doing that a little bit more next week. But I wanted to play this one because the Cinco de Mayo, which was heavily inspired by Maroon 5, appropriately enough, was that was the first album of mine where I really felt like I could echo my influences. And now, I can do it pretty easily. But I had never done an album in its entirety where all of the influences on the album were people from my influences wall, and I thought, oh, that might be kind of fun. And what was kind of the catalyst of it was well, actually, I'll explain. I'll explain in a second here what the catalyst was, but anyway, one of my very early influences I started off with was Bob Dylan, and I'll end with him as well. But one of my other early influences was this guy right here, Brad Paisley. One of those guys that can just like bring you to tears with a ballad, but also make you laugh with a really funny song. And he was one of the first country artists that I got into, and one of the reasons why I wanted to go to Nashville. During the Three Amigos road trip that I took with my dad and grandpa, because I was really into country music, and he was a big reason why. So this is a song from his album called Wheelhouse, and actually both of the Brad Paisley inspired songs tonight that I'm going to play were inspired by songs off of Wheelhouse. This is a song called Treadmill, and I'm going to do it as a medley with the song that inspired it, which is Pressing on a Bruise. And that I'm going to switch it up a little bit from the album version because it features Matt Kearney, and he could not be reached for comment today. you know, another thing about a restraining order, I think, is what he was saying. He was yelling quite a bit, so it was hard to tell. But anyway, this is Treadmill and Pressing on a Bruise, and I hope you enjoy both of them. A conversation at the end of July had made sure my love for you would never die. You told me not right now and some kneeling to do. Didn't know your plans are here with somebody new. I love Memphis saw change, but your mind stayed the same. So this time we are new. Feels like I'm running on a treadmill. I've seen this all before, but this time I feel like I lost my breath. Feels like I'm running on a treadmill, and I don't know if I ever will have anything left to love you after this mess. Gave everything to you. You gave what suited your needs. Said I should be thankful for how you mind for me. Yeah, I'm coming round to you. We ran the same track now. After how you hurt me, you don't deserve me back. We were hanging by a thread, then you bobbed me my head, and I put one more fissure in the crack. Feel like I'm running on a treadmill. I've seen this all before, but this time I feel like I lost my breath. Feels like I'm running on a treadmill, and I don't know if I ever will have anything left to love you after this mess. It was a cleverly disguised gaslight. I thought I was crazy for picking a fight, but now we're over, you lied again, and we can function if we're just friends. Feel like I'm running on a treadmill. I've seen this all before, but this time I feel like I lost my breath. Feels like I'm running on a treadmill, and I don't know if I ever will have anything left to love you after this mess. Feels like I'm running on a treadmill. I've seen this all before, but this time I feel like I lost my breath. Feels like I'm running on a treadmill, and I don't know if I ever will have anything left to love you after this mess. You were a pain, girl, a thorn in my side. Drove me insane, girl. Oh, I knuckle right. So why do I know, you know, photographs and chase you down the hallways of our checkered past, all of a new life, and keep my mind fed. I ought to let it go, but instead it's like I'm pressing on a bruise to see if it still hurts. Right now that's all I got left of you. Everybody knows that I'll only make it worse, but still I do. Still I do. I could start a new line. I could do a drive-by. I could start a new line. I could move on. I can do a drive-by and see if you're home. Now there's a fine line between a memory and something any shrink would call an injury, but not just over as long as you're hurting me. And as I turn on your street, feels like I'm pressing on a bruise to see if it still hurts. Right now that's all I got left of you. Everybody knows that it'll only make it worse, but still I do. Still I do. I still love you. But she's the kind of girl puts your world on hold. Walk the halls and check your phone. Gave up the ghost and the goat keeps holding on. And you run from the sun, but you curse the rain. Lost in love, so you nurse the pain. Going on and on with that same old thing. Feels like I'm pressing on a bruise to see if it still hurts. Right now, that's all I got left of you. Everybody knows that I'll only make it worse, but still I do. Still I do. I still love you. All right, and that was Treadmill that was Treadmill by Brad Paisley and Lauren Brownlee. Of course, I still remember you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate you staying in touch. Yeah, awesome. Fabulous. So we are going to move on. And I mentioned earlier, I kind of teased this a little bit ago, that there was, when I was writing for this album and thought like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to have, some songs that were only artists on my influence wall. And this song came up, and it was the song I Wish by Semisonic. And, I kind of had it in my head, and so I thought, okay, I want to write a song like that. And so, I did that, and then the next song I'll talk about as well is a Dan Wilson solo cut. And, those two songs kind of formed the album, to have it be, the influences wall. Doing all of that stuff. And oddly enough, Bob Dylan was not on my influences wall until I started writing for this album. But I mean, he's right at the top, as you can see. So that's one of those things. But anyway, so this is a song of mine that's called Walk Away. And I'm going to do it as a medley with I Wish. Now, another guy that couldn't be reached for comment, Gary Louris, one of the principal songwriters in the Jayhawks, he was actually he actually played lead guitar on this song, and you will notice on this particular rendition of I Wish, there is no lead guitar. And once again, if Gary Louris would return my phone calls, that could be alleviated. But here we are. Want to give a shout out to Pat Gavin. He just tuned in, and I got a couple of holdover requests from last week that I'm going to play in a little bit, and so hang tight for that. But this is Walk Away and I Wish by Semisonic. The first one's by me, Walk Away. I hold in my hand all the leftover dreams you could not attain. I hold in my hand all the cures to what causes you pain. I ain't your puppet, and you ain't no puppet master, and you won't be getting what you are after if I went back another time. It'd show you that being unkind was okay in my mind. You never come to find everything I've been meaning to say. Maybe you'll love me, maybe you'll love me, maybe you'll love me when I walk away. I hold in my hand all the power I'm finally taking back. Yeah, I've tried many times to point us somewhere on the right path. You keep me hanging on, but it's better if I'm gone. You need to feel my wrath if I went back another time. It'd show you that being unkind. Was okay in my mind. You never come to find everything I've been meaning to say. Maybe you'll love me. Maybe you'll love me. Maybe you'll love me when I walk away. If I went back another time, it'd show you that being unkind was okay in my mind. You'd never come to find everything I've been meaning to say. Maybe you'll love me. Maybe you'll love me. Maybe you'll love me if I walk away. Maybe you'll love me. Maybe you'll love me. Maybe you'll love me if I walk away. I wish I could be anyone but the one that I am now. I wish I could see any scene but the one I hang around. I wish I could do anything but the thing I always do. No matter how I try to sing along, something is always wrong. I wish I knew. I wish I could drive in the car that you drive round by the bay. I wish ride in the back seat you're riding in today. I wish I could be more like someone you wish that I could be. If I went back another time, no matter how I try to change it anyway, you won't even say if you really want me. I can try to please you, get down on my knees for you, go outside and freeze for you, cross the seas for you, whatever you need me to. I can climb the trees for you, twist in the breeze for you. But there's one thing that I could never do. I can't believe for you. I can't believe in me for you. I wish I could turn into somebody far away. I wish I could make myself satisfactory in every way. I wish I could know whether you really know what you need. If I could only be somebody else, I wouldn't have to be myself, and maybe you'd want me. I can try to please you, get down on my knees for you, go outside and freeze for you, swim the seas for you, whatever you need me to. I'm interest for you, twisting the breeze for you. But one thing I can never do, I can't believe you. I can't believe you. I can't believe in me for you. All right, and that was I Wish by Semisonic and my original song called Walk Away, which was inspired by that particular song. So speaking of the Dan Wilson Semisonic influence / low-key obsession, this next song was inspired by Free Life by Dan Wilson. This was actually the title track off of his first solo record, which was released in 2007. And my mom, I texted her and when I wrote this particular song, and I said, "Free Life has been stuck in my head all day." It's the pre-chorus though. It was really bizarre. I had the pre-chorus, like the tune to the pre-chorus, stuck in my head all day, and so I kept on writing down these notes. I was at work; there were no kids around, so I had a little bit more free time, and so I just kept on writing these down, and I'm like, cool, I'm like, getting there in terms of the song. And then it hit me. I was like, oh no, these are all of the pre-choruses, or like it's, the feel of the pre-chorus. And so I'm like, okay, well now I have 3 pre-choruses, or at least I think I had 2, maybe 3. And so I needed to come up with something. But that is that. Well, welcome Brian. Way to feed your family. Take priority there, and you can always go back and tune in later. But that's that. So I will definitely save those covers for a little bit later. And that is that. But anyway, I'm gonna do this particular song. This is a song called Semisonic Wave, and I previewed it on Facebook a while ago, like right when I wrote it. But I'll kind of explain some of the lyrics and some of the hidden references that I do just for myself. But this is Semisonic Wave, appropriately enough, and Free Life by Dan Wilson, the second one. Remember when we met, the thing nothing up was where you kept me to try and keeping us from up. It all made perfect sense. Why mess with a good thing? But when I meant for you, you refused my ring. Holding on to line as I knew it. Blame myself each time that you blew it. Swore you loved the nest, then you blew it. After all the love that I gave, you refused to muster a semi-sonic wave. Now you must lie in the bed you made. We tried to strike it up, we were not a good match. But seeing you happy elsewhere made me want you back. You say you haven't thought about that time or place. What's the point of moving in when all you want is space? Coming up for air underwater. I ain't your pawn, only more fodder. Used to rejection, but this one seems harder. After all the love I gave, you refused to muster a semi-sonic wave. Now you must lie in the bed you made, in the bed you made. Let's think just for a while about what got us here. Only reason this seems sudden is it's built up for years. Yeah, I saw the signs and I chose to run back, but you strung me along and I must live with that. Say that you can't find the words to let me know all the things I deserve. Thought that I'd be filled by the oasis, but now I know I'm to take this. After all the love that I gave, you refused to muster a semi-sonic wave. Now you must lie in the bed you made, in the bed you made. After all the love I gave, you refused to muster a semi-sonic wave. Now you must lie in the bed you made, in the bed you made. Let's take a little trip down where we used to go. It's way beyond the strip, a place you call your soul. We'll sit down for a while and watch the evening roll. Don't worry about the time, we'll find a place to stay. The people around you seem familiar in some way. Look kinda like we did before we got so cold. And in the air the questions hang. Will we get to do something? Who we gonna end up being? How we gonna end up feeling? What you gonna spend your free life on? Free life. Let's fall in love again with music as our guide. We'll raise our ready hands and go for the ride down into the unknown lands where lovers meet and not. We got these lives for free. We don't know where they've been. We don't know where they'll go when we're done with them. A straight shot of the sun, the dark side of the moon. And in the air the questions hang. Will we get to do something? Who we gonna end up being? How we gonna end up feeling? What you gonna spend your free life on? Free life. Free life. Free life. It seems so long ago, those empty afternoons with nowhere much to run and nothing much to do but sit in my room and watch the world unfold. And in the air the questions hang. Will we get to do something? Who we gonna end up being? How we gonna end up feeling? What you gonna spend your free life on? What you gonna spend your free life on? Free life, free life, free life. All right, and that was Free Life by Dan Wilson. Debut. I don't know if that was released as a single, but it was the title track off of his debut album. I don't know if I finished telling this story, but I was texting my mom and saying, "Hey, Free Life is in my head, has been all day," and all of that. And she was saying that song means a lot to her because when The Current kicked off the morning show, which was about 2 years after it was formed, the radio station in Minnesota, for those of you who don't know, they did this song. They had Dan Wilson on and announced it and all of that. And so for my mom, it she said, I remember I dropped you off at school, and then they played that song, and so it was just like a very happy memory for her. And that's a cool thing. I think that song is pretty relevant to this year, that we've got these lives for free, but we can't really do much with them now that quarantine is in effect and all of that, masking up, social distancing, the precautions that we got to take. So I think this is a really relevant song. But Dan Wilson is so good at writing pre-choruses, and I didn't really realize it until this song, listening to Someone Like You by Adele, which he co-wrote with her. So it's fitting that that was the thing that I wrote first, but that was just a really interesting song process. So my cousin Brian has now fed his children, and he is now in at the broadcast. And this is wonderful timing because the next song that I'm going to play is a song called Worth Facing, which was inspired by a song by The Script, and Brian actually tipped me off to The Script. Before I do play that song, I do want to point out a couple of things about Semisonic Wave, the song that I just played. So first of all, obviously Semisonic Wave, Semisonic is Dan Wilson's band. He's the lead singer, and so that was that reference. But there's another one in the last chorus or in the last pre-chorus, I should say, where I say, thought I'd be refreshed by the Oasis, but I realized I don't have to take this. Semisonic just released a new EP in September, their first album of new material in 19 years, even though they advertised it at first as 20 years. It's actually only been 19, but I'll get to that in a second. So anyway, Dan Wilson went through this stage of writer's block, kind of a semisonic writer's block, because he wrote a bunch of really good solo songs and a bunch of songs for other artists, but he said he couldn't write anything that sounded like semisonic. So he was writing either for or with Noel Gallagher, which I don't wish that on anybody, but anyway, he was writing with him, and then Noel didn't end up using the songs, and so Dan kept him for himself, and he said, "Oh yeah, these kind of sound like semisonic." And so the line in there that says, "Thought I'd be refreshed by the Oasis," that's that reference to that is that reference. So That one I actually believe. Dan Wilson going to Cretan. And class of '78, excellent. Yeah, that's fabulous. Yeah, Dan Wilson is just one of my favorite songwriters. And now that I know that he went to Cretan, even better. Cool. So that is that. And now I'm going to play my song called "Worth Facing," and the song that inspired it, which was "Break Even" by The Script, and I hope you enjoy both of them. Wish that I learned more from my schism, 'cause I don't, and that lets you out of prison. I want you to feel like I'm worth chasing, and that our problems are worth facing. That message built up from years of frustration, running back to you causing ideation. That my mind could be messed with 'cause it mastered erasing. Wish you thought our problems are worth facing. No, you knew I was going for vows. Why didn't you say no instead of not right now? You knew me, but knew what I put up with me for all it hell. Now you turn a blind eye. Now you turn a blind eye. Oh, there ain't nothing on this earth which could bring me back. It's such a shame 'cause you gave what I lacked. When your life's in shambles, won't pick up the slack. After all you've done, it's too late for that. Wish that you were more from my schism, 'cause I don't, and that lets you out of prison. I want you to feel like I'm worth chasing, and that our problems are worth facing. Oh, you knew I was going for vows. Why didn't you say no instead of not right now? You knew me much too well, knew what I put up with before I called it hell. Now you turn a blind eye. 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 I'm still alive, but I'm barely breathing. Just praying to a God that I don't believe in. 'Cause she got time while I got freedom. And when a heart breaks, no one don't break even. Best days have been some of my worst. She finally met a man who's gonna put her first. While I'm wide awake, she has no trouble sleeping. And when her heart breaks, no one don't break even know. What am I supposed to do? And the best part of me was always you. And what am I supposed to say when I'm all choked up and you're okay? Yeah, I'm falling to pieces. Yeah, I'm falling to pieces. They say bad things happen for a reason, but no wise word's gonna stop the bleeding. 'Cause she's moved on while I'm still grieving. And when a heart breaks, no one don't break even know. And what am I supposed to do when the best part of me was always you? And what am I gonna say when I'm all choked up and you're okay? Yeah, I'm falling to pieces. yeah. I'm falling to pieces, yeah. I'm all into pieces, yeah. I'm all into pieces. Yo, you got inside my heart, none of the pain. You took the suitcase, I took the plane. Now I'm trying to make sense of what little remains. 'Cause you left me with no love and no one to my name. I'm still alive, but I'm barely breathing. Just praying to a God that I don't believe in. 'Cause she's moved on while I'm still grieving. And when a heart breaks, no it don't break. No it don't break, no it don't break. Even though what am I supposed to do? And the best part of me was always you. And what am I gonna say when I'm all choked up and you're okay? Yeah, I'm all into pieces, yeah. I'm all into pieces, yeah. I'm all into pieces. One's still alive while the other one's bleeding, yeah. 'Cause when a heart breaks, no one don't break even. All right, and that was Break Even by The Script and Worth Facing, my original song. That was that. All right, excellent. So, I am very excited about this next cover because I had not heard this song in years prior to my cousin, well, cousins, we'll just say, requesting it last week. And so I'm going to do my best with this particular song. But let me just look up the lyrics really quick. And we'll go from there. So this is a song. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I'm fairly certain Damien Rice is Irish as well. So that is a perfect transition. This is Nine Crimes. Damien Rice. I can't remember the name of the woman who sings on the track as well. But I'd say she couldn't be reached for comment. But if I couldn't remember her name, then clearly. So this is Nine Crimes by Damien Rice. Leave me out with the ways. This is not what I do. It's the wrong kind of place to be thinking of you. It's the wrong time for somebody new. It's a small crime and I've got no excuse. Is that alright? Give my gun away when it's loaded. Is that alright? If you don't shoot, how am I supposed to hold it? Is that alright? Give my gun away when it's loaded. Is that alright? Is that alright with you? Leave me out in the waste. This is not what I do. It's the wrong kind of place to be cheating on you. It's the wrong time, but she is pulling me through. It's a small crime and I've got no excuse. Is that alright? Give my gun away when it's loaded. Is that alright? If you don't shoot it, how am I supposed to hold it? Is that alright? Give my gun away when it's loaded. Is that alright? Is that alright with you? Is that alright? Is that alright? Is that alright with you? Is that alright? Is that alright? Is that alright with you? No. Alright, and that was 9 Crimes by Damien Rice, and I hope you enjoyed that particular song. Now, I kind of sort of played some Fountains of Wayne last week. I played a song that was written by Adam Schlesinger, the former lead singer of Fountains of Wayne. You know, they're obviously on my influences wall right up here. And so I'm going to play a song of theirs and a song of mine that was inspired by them. A song of theirs called Haley's Waitress. And the funny thing about this particular song is that my cousin used to work at Mancini's. Actually, most of my cousins did work at this restaurant called Mancini's in St. Paul, and there was a waitress named Haley, and so whenever I would hear this song, it would make me think of that particular person. So I'm glad Brian's tuning in. So that he can hear that and know who I'm talking about. But the song of mine is called "The World's Best Actress," and the funny thing about the title of this song. So I have this running joke with a student of mine who she at some point was walking down the hallway and just like indignantly said to this other kid, she's like, "I am the nicest person ever," and I jokingly took her side, not knowing what preceded that. And so now it's kind of a running joke that oh, it's the nicest person ever, and whatever. And so I, took that, and kind of threw it into the song, "The World's Best Actress." But this is kind of about, somebody who, just puts on a good show, but then privately, they say some things that are a little bit hurtful, and so that's what this song is. And I'm going to play it, like I said, with Haley's Waitress, so I hope you enjoy both of them. The world's best actress puts on quite a show. She's a lie to everyone. In private she sinks low, gives everyone else affection. Though I'm not first in line, the world's best actress will never be mine. She seems so damn nice to the world, but they don't see how things unfold. She'll destroy you. Then she'll act like your reaction is undue. She'll destroy you. Then she'll act like your reaction is undue. The world's best actress on paper still supports. She'll put a knife in your back, then pretend that it was forced in there by somebody. The two of us can hate. The world's best actress pretend she don't deserve her fate. She seems so damn nice to the world, but they don't see how things unfurl. She'll destroy you. Then she'll act like your reaction is undue. She'll destroy you. destroy you. Then she'll act like your reaction is undue. She seems so damn nice to the world, but they don't see how things unfurl. She'll destroy you, destroy you. Then she'll act like your reaction is undue. She'll destroy you, destroy you. Then she'll act like your reaction is undue. Haley's waitress never comes around. She's hiding in the kitchen. She's nowhere to be found. Yeah, I just want some coffee. Is that too much to ask? Haley waitress is not up to the task. And when she finally appears, it's like she's been away for years. It's been so long, so long. Darling, don't you know you miss you when you're gone? So long, so long. Darling, don't you know we miss you when you're gone? Haley's waitress is vanished once again. She's talking to her agent. She's calling all her friends. Yeah, I just want some coffee. Is that too much to ask? Haley's waitress is not up to the task. And when she finally appears, it's like she's been away for years. It's been so long, so long. Darling, don't you know we miss you when you're gone? So long, so long. Darling, don't you know we miss you when you're gone? All right, and that was Haley's Waitress that I just played, and The World's Best Actress before that. That was my original song, The World's Best Actress. So, that is that. Now, we're going to play another cover that I didn't get to last week. I had to do a little bit of work with it, make sure that I could do it justice, and the answer to that was no, but we're still going to play it. So this is Higher by Creed, and I hope you enjoy it. When dreaming, I'm guiding to another world, time and time again. At sunrise, I find to stay asleep, 'cause I don't want to leave the comfort of this place. 'Cause there's a hunger, longing to escape from the line that I'm away. So let's go there, let's make our escape. Come on, let's go there. Let's ask, can we stay? Can you take me higher to a place where blind men see. Can you take me higher to a place where golden street? Although I like the world to change, it helps me to appreciate all those nights and dreams. But my friend, I'd sacrifice those nights if I could make the other my dreams the same. The only difference is to let love replace all our hate. So let's go there. Let's make our escape. Come on, let's go there. Let's ask, can we stay? Can you take me higher to a place where blind men see? Can you take me higher to a place with golden streets? So let's go there. Let's make our escape. Come on, let's go there. Let's ask, can we stay? Up high, I feel I'm alive for the first time. Set up high, I'm strong enough to take these dreams and make them mine. Set up so high, I'm strong enough to take these dreams and make them mine. Can you take me higher to a swim blind men see? Can you take me higher to a place where golden streets? All right, and that was Higher by Creed. Now, we had another request for some Violent Femmes. And I'm going to pull that up really quick, and we'll go from there. Walking struck my stomach, so I'm all strung out. My eyes are kind, so I just mind. It's time to check you out. Let me go on like a blister in the sun. Let me go on. Big hands, I know you're the one. Body beats, I sing my sheets, and I don't even know why. My girlfriend, she is the end, and she's starting to cry. Let me go on like a blister in the sun. Let me go on. Big hands, I know you're the one. When I'm walking through my stuff, and so I'm so strung out. My eyes are kind, so I just do mine. It's time to check you out. Let me go on like a blister in the sun. Let me go on. Big hands, I know you're the one. Body cheats, I stain my sheets, and I don't even know why. My girlfriend, she is at the end, and she's starting to cry. When I'm out walking, struck my stirring, I ain't so strong now. I'm high as a kite and I just might stop to check you out. Let me go on like a blister in the sun. Let me go on. Big hands, I know you're the one. Let me go on like a blister in the sun. Let me go on. Big hands, I know you're the one. All right, and that was Blister in the Sun by Violent Femmes, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for that request, Brian. Next song that I'm going to play is a song called Fifth Gear, and this, in title, was inspired by the Brad Paisley album of the same name, but it was thematically inspired by Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash, and so that's what I'm going to play after this, and this is going to kind of be a Sun Records medley that I'm going to play, and you'll see how in just a second here. But just to bring this full circle too, by the way, the first time that I saw Brad Paisley live, his encore song was Folsom Prison Blues. So there's definitely, I mean, obviously there's going to be a Johnny Cash influence, but that's that. So this is Fifth Gear and a couple Sun Records songs. You made a mess of everything for which I once worked hard. You took out folks for me and somehow raised the bar. Now I'm finally moved on, although it took 12 years. If I see you in the future, I will try out fifth gear. I'm aware the guys are almost lining up out the door to have a shot at your love, but the good ones you know chalk it up to being broken. Won't be swayed by your tears. Cause if you try to come my way, I will try and win you. So if you're thinking of coming my way, I suggest you think again. I have no sympathy for you or your taste in man, cause you know my love every time you are near. So if you're trying to come my way, I will try and win you. Yeah, if you're trying to come my way, I will try and win you. I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on, but that train keeps a-rolling on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't you ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Now when I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Well, if they freed me from this prison and that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line. far from Folsom Prison. That's where I want to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Yeah, I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Well, that's alright now, mama, that's alright with you. That's alright, mama, just any way you do. That's alright. That's alright. That's alright now, mama, any way you do. I'm leaving town, baby, leaving down the shore. Well, you won't be bothered by me hanging around your door. That's alright. That's alright. That's alright now, mama, any way you do. My mama, she done told me, Papa done told me too. Something gal you fooling with, she ain't no good for you. But that's alright. That's alright. That's alright now, mama, any way you do. That's alright now, mama, any way you do. And that was Fifth Year and a Sun Records medley. That was Folsom Prison Blues and That's Alright by Elvis Presley, more or less. I guess I don't really need to specify that he didn't write that because he didn't really write many of his own songs. But somebody else did record it originally. I believe it was Arthur Crudup or something to that effect, who did record that. But that was that. I was telling my students the other day about Live from Folsom Prison, and they just couldn't wrap their heads around why anybody would want to play a concert in a prison. I mean, I really can't either, but it's still a cool piece of pop culture there. But that is that. All right, so this next song that we are going to do is a song called Fairy Tale, and this was inspired by Nights on Broadway, the Bee Gees song. So I'm going to play that as well. Bee Gees, by the way, right up there on my influences wall. And we can just count that because I have a separate Johnny Cash picture, but same trip. I got that Memphis picture right there, and so we can count that for Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley right there. But anyway, Nights on Broadway and Fairy Tale. Hope you enjoy both of them. We both know this could have been avoided. Good enough me know, but your ego wouldn't allow it. You can either take my ring, or it won't be anything. Next time you have a broken wing, just call your new man, see a fairy tale on your TV shows and in your romance novels that you love to read. You longer that life, you take no steps toward it. Well, that fairy tale could have been closer than you think. I was the guy you explained to your lover. You say I'm just a friend, I'm not allowed under the covers, but I want to be your guy, not a fun base on the side. But no matter how hard I've tried, you won't see me as more. See a fairy tale on your TV shows and in your romance novels that you love to read. You long for that life, you take no steps toward it. Well, that Mary tale could have been closer than you think. Pictured me somewhere on the couch next to you, a boyfriend, without all the things that adorn it. Yeah, you left me for dead. After all the romantic things I said, now I'm gonna make you mourn it, make you mourn it, make you mourn it. See a fairy tale on your TV shows and in your romance novels that you love to read. You long for that life, you take no steps toward it. Well, that Mary tale could have been closer than you think. See a fairy tale on your TV shows and in your romance novels that you love to read. You long for that life, you take no steps toward it. Well, and Mary tale could have been closer than you think. Here we are in a room full of strangers, standing in the dark where your eyes couldn't see me. Well, I had to follow you. No, you did not want me to. And I won't stop my loving you. I can't stay away. Blaming it up on the nights on Broadway, singing them sweet sounds, singing them straight to the hot songs. Blame it up on the nights on Broadway, singing them love songs, singing crazy, crazy nights. Now in my place, there are so many others. And in the night, how long will they stand between us? Well, I had to follow you. No, you did not want me to. And I won't stop my loving you. I can't stay away. Blaming it up on the nights on Broadway, singing them sweet songs, singing them straight to the hot songs. Blame it up on the nights on Broadway, singing them love songs to that crazy, crazy town. I will wait, even if it takes forever. I will wait, even if it takes a lifetime. Somehow I feel inside you never ever left my side. Make it like it was before. Even if it takes a lifetime, takes a lifetime. Living it up on the nights of Broadway, singing them sweet sounds, singing them straight to the hot songs, blaming it up on the nights on Broadway, singing them love songs to those crazy, crazy nights. All right, and that was Nights on Broadway. We got another request, this one for some Foo Fighters, and this is Best of You. I'm going to try my best at. I know this song. I know Everlong a little bit more. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. I got another confession to make. I'm your fool. Everyone's got their chains to break, holding you. Were you born to resist or be abused? Is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you? Is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you? Are you going into someone new? I need somewhere to hang my head without your news. You give me something I didn't have, but had no use. I was too weak to give in, too strong to lose. My heart is under arrest again, but I break loose. My head is giving me life or death. I swear I won't give in, I refuse. Is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you? Is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you? Is someone digging your mate that's real? The pain you feel, you trust, you must confess. Is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you? Is someone giving the best, the best, the best, the best of you? All right, and that was Best of You. Thank you again for that particular request. All right, so we're gonna actually, I take that back. This particular song actually has the exact same feel as Best of You. It's just a lot slower, so you'd never know it. But this is a song called "Have It All," and it was inspired by a Brad Paisley song called "Tin Can on a String." And so I am going to play both of those songs. There was something we lacked, but I thought we'd bounce back. You and I would mature, the curse it would be good, we'd be on the right track. To you a special Saturday, to me it's one that's dark and gray. You love it more than me, vowing for all to see you two are a moving match. Wouldn't be there if invited, this ship can't be right and you have it all. At least that's what you say. You'll agree with that. Get all kinds of carried away. You thought that you could have it all. I'm your best guy friend, you shouldn't worry about. And while that's my role, I'll never figure out. You know I provide comfort in the bad times. When your world is dark, I'll steal your heart and make true love shine. I've seen you at your worst, this time I put you first. And he's the one who gets to see the church. Wouldn't be there if invited. I couldn't even hang inside it. You have it all. At least that's what they'll say. You'll agree with that. Get all kinds of carried away. You know that you could have it all. I'm your best guy, friend. You shouldn't worry about. And while that's my role, I'll never figure out. You know that you could have it all. I'm your best guy, friend. You shouldn't worry about. And while that's my role, I'll never figure out. And then break up. Really thought we'd make up. Give her a little time. Might be out of mind. Suddenly she'd wake up. But today if you listen softly off in the distance, somewhere across town, you can hear the sound of wedding bells ringing. But there's birds singing on the concrete, and she's waving goodbye and then driving away. Everybody cheering them on as the taillights fade. Yeah, she's really gone. I thought someday that would be me. And now she's driving away in that limousine. And I'm holding on like a tin can on a string. Somewhere in my mind, I'm the one by her side, in that backseat, talking about the beach and that honeymoon flight. I'm laying the whole thing out, from the kids to the house. In the future we always dreamed about. But there's birdseed on the young green, and back here in reality she's driving away. Everybody cheering them on as the taillights fade. Yeah, she's really gone. I thought someday that would be me. Now she's driving away in that limousine. And I'm holding on like a tin can on a string. I thought someday that would be me. Now she's driving away in that limousine. And I'm not ready to let go of everything. Now she's driving away, and I'm holding on like a tin can on a string. All right, and that was Tin Can on a String. That song came out in April of 2013, and it was about 2 months, I would say, after a pretty bad falling out that I had. And so it just like hit me. The waterworks just came down. But to be 100% fair, I kind of was mad for a little bit about that song. But if all music stopped because of falling outs that I had, then music would pretty much cease to exist. So that's one of those things. But I did have another request for a bounce back song, and also one of my favorites that I've actually been wanting to work into my repertoire for a while. This is You're So Vain by Carly Simon. Walked into the party like you were walking onto a yacht. Your hands strategically dipped below all night. Your scarf, it was apricot. You had one eye in the mirror, and as you watched yourself got day in the girl's dream, they'd be a partner. That they'd be your partner, they'd be your partner, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you, you're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you, don't you, don't you? Oh, you had me several years ago when I was still quite naive. When you said that we made such a pretty pair and you would never leave. But you gave away the things you loved, and one of them was me. I had dreams. They were clouds in my coffee, clouds in my coffee, clouds in my coffee, and you're so vain. You probably think the song is about you, you're so vain. You probably think the song is about you, don't you, don't you? I had dreams, they were clouds in my coffee, clouds in my coffee, clouds in my coffee, and you're so vain. You probably think the song is about you, you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you, don't you, don't you? All right, and that was You're So Vain. Great, great song by the one and only Carly Simon. All right, there we go. Had some Velcro stuck to my sock. That was very interesting. But yeah, appreciate that request. So this next one that I'm going to do, this is a song called Tell Me, and it was inspired by a song called A Big Enough Sky by Josh Ritter. And I don't have a picture of Josh Ritter up there, but I do have the bumper sticker right there that says Jesus hates your high school dances. And for those of you listening who think I'm a religious nut, I am not. Listen to the song Getting Ready to Get Down, and you will understand that reference. But that's exactly why it's not on my car, because too many people would take it seriously down here. But anyway, this is a song called Tell Me, and it was inspired by A Big Enough Sky, so I'm going to play that one too. I hope you enjoy both of them. Still remember those Memphis nights, still remember all the delight. Not sure what happened to our fight, not sure what happened to our light. Tell me just where I went wrong, tell me all the things I missed. Tell me was this a plan all along, tell me why I deserve this. Remember when I held your hand, remember all the things we planned. What about what I did for you, why could you not call me your man? Tell me everything that happened up north, tell me what best when it came down. Tell me why you were fine with it, or when I said I wouldn't come back around. I've been thinking a lot about you, I've been thinking less about us. Can't be my friend now, honey, if you ain't gonna call it love. Tell me just where I went wrong, tell me all the things I missed. Tell me what's the plan all along, tell me why I deserve this. Tell me that happened up north, Tell me what past week came down. Tell me why you would find me there when I said I wouldn't come back around. Wanna go where the sweet water is, wanna go where the air is pure. I need the sky so big I can give my heart to her. Somewhere along the line, a little train jumped off the track. She lost all the faith in me, gonna take some time, gonna get it back. What happened to the riverbed? What happened to the prairie fire? Can you tell me where the lightning went every time that you met my eye? Didn't notice when the wind picked up, wasn't looking when the clouds rolled in. If you ever fell out of love, did you ever fall back again? Out where the sweet water is, out where the air is pure. I need the sky so big I can give my heart to her. I've been letting a lot of things slide, I've been letting a lot of things go. I thought you were the one for me, but the truth is sometimes I don't know. What happened to the riverbed? What happened to the prairie fire? Can you tell me where the lightning went every time you met my eye? Didn't notice when the wind picked up, didn't notice when the clouds rolled in. If you ever fell out of love, could you ever fall back again? Out where the sweet water is, out where the air is pure. I need the sky so big I can give my heart to her. Hey baby, there's a place I found, still believe we can stay in love. I believe a lot of things, honey, when the sky is big enough. I believe a lot of things, honey, when the sky is big enough. All right, and that was Big Enough Sky and Tell Me. Tell Me was my original song. We got another request, and this is Life is a Highway, originally by Tom Cochrane, but Rascal Flatts covered it for the movie Cars. And I'm going to play that. Life's a road you travel on. It's one day here, the next day gone. Sometimes you bend, sometimes you stand, sometimes you turn your back to the wind. There's a world outside your darkened door where blues won't haunt you anymore, where brave are free and lovers soar. Come ride with me to distant shore. We won't hesitate to bring God and stay. And there's not much time left today. Life is a highway, I wanna ride it all night long. If you're going my way, I wanna ride it all night long. Through all these cities, all these towns, it's in my blood, it's all around. I love you now like I love you then. This is the road and these are the hands. From Mozambique to Memphis nights, Khyber past Vancouver lights. Knock me down, back up again. You're my blood, not a lonely man. Life is a highway, I wanna ride it all night long. Gimme, 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 yeah, life is a highway, I wanna ride it all night long. There was a distance between you and I, a misunderstanding once, but now we look it in the eye. Yeah, life is a highway, I wanna ride it all night long. Gimme, 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 yeah, life is a highway, I wanna ride it all night long. All right, and that was Life is a Highway. And whew, I am digging this. I'm gonna save that last request for. Actually, no, I'm not, because I have a really good closing song of my own. So I'm gonna play that right now. So we got a request for some Garth Brooks, "Friends in Low Places." So I'm gonna do my best with this one. Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your black tie affair. The last one to know, the last one to show. I was the one you never thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise and the fear in your eyes when I took his glass of champagne. And I toasted you, said, honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Well, I'm not being on social graces. Think I'll step on down to the oasis. So I got friends in low places. Well, I guess I was wrong, I just don't belong. But then I'm in there before. Everything's alright, I'll just say goodnight and I'll show myself to the door. Hey, I didn't mean to cause a big scene, just give me an hour and then, well, I'm the eyes that have a big tower that you're living in. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Hey, I'm not big on social graces. Come step on down to the oasis. So I got friends in low places. Yeah, I got friends in low places. All right, and that was Friends in Low Places. Next song that I'm going to do, this one, and I forgot to mention this earlier when talking about Maroon 5, but my cousin Brian, I've mentioned him tipping me off to a bunch of great music, a lot of which showed up today, and you already know the story of my friend Pat Gavin and Josh Ritter. But my cousin Pat actually is the one who tipped me off to Maroon 5, and much like his allegiance to the Packers, that faded with him, but then it was too late to turn me around. So same thing with Maroon 5. I still love them, but the Tangled and Through With You are both off of songs about Jane, and so that's kind of the influence here, that kind of hard driving funk influence that shines on through. So this is Everything You've Done and Through With You, and I hope you enjoy both of them. You say you miss me, but only in a prompt. It's clear I ain't what you want and I can't take it anymore. And I ain't begging, you think I will come back, but now I'm done with that. You don't deserve to walk on my ground. I remember everything you've done. I tried to let it settle with a song, but in doing that I convey everything you've done was okay. Oh, there were good times, and many did occur, but right now they are a blur. You don't deserve to breathe my same man. And you think to cry and live that lie that I let you live for so long. Now it shocks you to hear after all of these years I ain't putting up with how you treat me wrong. I remember everything you've done. I tried to let it set with the sun, but in doing that I convey that everything you've done was okay. I don't just give out my love for free. Now that's something you are forced to see, whether you're apathetic or stunned. Now for the rest of your life, now for the rest of your life, you must live with everything you've done. Wish it hurt you, I was moving on. Can you see me floating above your head as you lay in bed, thinking about everything that you did not do? 'Cause saying I love you has nothing to do with meaning it. And I don't trust you, 'cause every time you're here, your intentions are unclear. I spend every hour waiting for a phone call that I know will never come. I used to think you were the one. Now I'm sick of thinking everything at all. You ain't never coming back to me. That's not how things were supposed to be. You take my hand just to give it back. No other lover has ever done that. Do you remember the way we used to melt? Do you remember how it felt when I touched you? Oh, 'cause I remember very well. And how long has it been since someone you let in is giving what I gave to you? And at night when you sleep, do you dream I would be there just for a minute or two? Do you ain't never coming back to me. That's not how things were supposed to be. You take my hand just to give it back. No other lover has ever done that. All they got just have so much. A simple love with a complex touch. There is nothing you can say or do. I called to let you know I'm through. I called to let you know I'm through. I called to let you know I'm through with you. I ain't never coming back to you. All right. So that was everything you've done. This next song that I'm going to play. Oh gosh, okay. Not sure if I can do that Spice Girls song, but I do appreciate your request on that one, Brian. I am going to do another song, and by the way, if you do have other requests, you can throw them in now. But man, you were throwing some ones at me that I'm going to have to learn for future live streams. Not sure I know that Verve Pipe Freshman song, but I'll give you one more shot. And if you request something that I know, then I will gladly play it. 'Cause, like I said, I want to end with a certain song. I want to end with a certain song, and so that's coming up. Ooh, all right. Let's see. Okay, this is going to be a much different version of Ice Ice Baby than you were ever accustomed to, but we're going to see what happens there. Because there's too much starting and stopping for me to play this on guitar and pull off the vocals. Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, float like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll blow to the extreme. I'll lock like a vandal. Light up the stage and let me jump like a candle. Dance. Speaker like boom, the killing and brain like a poisonous mushroom, deadly like a dope medley. Anything less than the best is a felony. Love it, leave it, you better make way. You better hit the bullseye, kid, don't play. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Now that the party is jumping, with the bass kicked in and the Vegas all pumping, quick to the point, no faking. Cooking MCs like a pound of bacon, burning them Mickey and quick and nimble. Go crazy when I hear a cymbal, hi-hat with a souped up tempo rolling, and it's time to go solo rolling. In my 5.0 with my rag top down and the hair can blow. Girlies on standby waving just to say hi. Did you stop? No, I just drove. I kept perusing to the next stop. I bust a left and I'm heading to the next block. That block was dead. Yo, so I continue to A1A, Beachfront Avenue, girls wearing nothing bikinis. Rockman serving collecting bikinis, jealous, cause I'm getting mine. Shade with the gauge and vanilla with the 9. Ready for the jumps on the wall. The jumps are acting cause they're full of baseball. Gunshots ring out like a bell. Grabbed my 9 and I heard the shells falling out the concrete real fast. Jumped in my car and slammed on the gas. Bumper to bumper, avenues packed. Trying to get away before the jackers jag. Police on the scene, you know what I mean? They passed up and called all the dope fiends. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out my hook when the DJ revolves it. Ice, ice, baby. Vanilla ice, ice, baby. Take heed, cause I'm a lyrical poet. Miami's on the scene, just in case you didn't know it. My town, they created the bass sound enough to shake, kick holes in the ground. Cause my style's a chemical spill. Feasible rhymes you can vision and feel. Conducted and form, this hell of a concept. We make the hype and go to step with this shapeless fade. Slice like a ninja, cut like a razor blade so fast. Other DJs say, damn, the rhyme was a drug, I pissed by the gram. Keep my composure, get loose. None, you can get but the juice. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, ice, baby. Vanilla ice, ice, baby. All right, and let's never do that again because that was really genuinely terrible. I played Gambler last week. If you want me to play it again, I can definitely do it. But I can also do I Love Rock and Roll. I saw it today by the record machine. Knew he must have been about 17. The beat was going strong, playing my favorite song. And I can nearly won't be long till he was with me and me. And I can nearly won't be long till he was with me and me. Singing I love rock and roll, so put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll, so come and take a dime and dance with me. He smiled, so I got up and asked for his name. And that no matter he said, cause it's all the same. He's singing I need you where we can be alone. And next we're moving on, he was with me and me. And singing that same old song, yeah, with me. Singing I love rock and roll, so put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll, so go and ding a dime and dance with me. Singing I love rock and roll, so put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll, so come and ding a dime and dance with. I love rock and roll, so come and dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll, so put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll, so come and ding a dime and dance with me. All right, and that was I Love Rock and Roll, covered in the style of Joan Jett, albeit acoustic. But the reason why I say that is that it was actually written by a guy originally, and so she just changed it. That he got up and asked for my name or whatever, or I got up and asked for his name. That's what it was. I guess I is a gender neutral pronoun, but you know where I'm going with that. So. Yeah, that's I Love Rock and Roll. Really fabulous song. Actually, I mentioned Fountains of Wayne earlier. I was gonna see them potentially. They were at the State Fair a handful of years ago, and they were playing with Joan Jett. They were opening up for her, and she ended up canceling. And so they ended up playing a free show, and I couldn't go because it was the night before my first day in school. But I still tell the joke that Joan Jett canceled because she hates rock and roll. Apparently, that's what that is. But I'm gonna do an original here. And then I am going to play a Bob Dylan song with it. And the Bob Dylan song is The Ballad of Thin Man. So I want to dedicate that one to my friend Zeke, because he played this song a lot better than I'm going to play it. But that can be said for a lot. So again, wouldn't be doing anything if that was my bar. But I'm going to play my song, which is called Cheatin' Gene. And then I'm going to play Ballad of Thin Man. Left me cold and broken, east of Arkansas. Same thing you did to north of Omaha. You haven't seen the consequence of when you am in haw, and leave it to my will to fill the spaces in between. No, you never saw this coming, or at least that's what you tell me, Cheatin' Gene. You're morally bankrupt, keep running away to the arms of another. It don't matter his name, at the end of the day they're all gonna end the same, 'cause no one's gonna treat you quite like me. Oh, you never saw this coming, or at least that's what you tell me, Cheatin' Gene. Except you didn't tell me nothing when I put you on blast. You tell me that you heal within so fast. I used to be aghast, but now I'm desensitized to the whole thing. If you feel like running back again, don't you even bother, Cheatin' Gene. room with your pencil in hand. You see somebody naked and you ask, who's that man? You try so hard, but you can't understand just what you will say when you get home. Because there's something happening here, but you don't know what it is. Do you, Mr. Jones? You raise up your head and you ask, is this where it is? And somebody points to you and says it's his. And you say, what's mine? And somebody says, well, what is? And you say, oh God, am I here all alone? But something is happening and you don't know what it is. Do you, Mr. Jones? You hand in your ticket and you go to watch the geek, who immediately walks up to you when he hears you speak and says, how does it feel to be such a freak? And you say, impossible, as he hands you a bone. And something is happening here, but you don't know what it is. Do you, Mr. Jones? You have many contacts among the lumberjacks to get you the facts when someone else attacks your imagination. But nobody has any respect anyway. They already expect you to all give a check to tax-deductible charity organizations. You've been with the professors and they all like your looks. With great lawyers you have discussed lepers and crooks. You've been through all of F. Scott Fitzgerald's books. You're very well read, it's known. But something is happening here and you don't know what it is. Do you, Mr. Jones? Well, the sword swallower, he comes up to you and then he kneels, crosses himself and clicks his high heels. And until further notice, he asks you how it feels. And he said, here's your throat back, thanks for the loan. And you know something is happening here, but you don't know what it is. Do you, Mr. Jones? Now you see this one-eyed midget shouting the word now, and you say, for what reason? And he says, how? And you say, what does this mean? And he screams back, you're a cow. Give me some milk or else go home. And you know something's happening here, but you don't know what it is. Do you, Mr. Jones? Well, you walk into the room like a camel and you frown. You put your eyes in your pocket and your nose on the ground. There ought to be a law against you coming around. You should be made to wear earphones. 'Cause something is happening and you don't know what it is. Do you, Mr. Jones? right, and that was Ballad of Thin Man, Ballad of a Thin Man, I'm sorry, and Cheatin' Gene before that, my original song. It was one of my favorites on the record, and as soon as I wrote it, I knew it was going to be the closing track, just because it's this epic, like, amount of anger that's coming out, and don't necessarily feel that way anymore, but still good to capture that in a moment in time. I had a really fun time doing this live stream. Thank you for all the requests and all of that you guys sent in. That was fun to play those, mess around with those, and yeah. So next week, what we're gonna do, we're gonna finish off the 100 albums celebration, week 3 of 3. And what's going to happen next week is I have a list of songs that I'm going to play, and they're songs that people have expressed to me that have been favorites of theirs over the years. Some that I've expressed to myself that I really, they're a favorite of mine. But it's gonna be an all originals show, and so I'll still take requests, but they just have to be originals for next week. And so as a result of that, I'll be back on Facebook, and I'm really excited about that. Facebook and YouTube is um, how I will be presenting that. But that's going to be that. I do want to just say this was such a fun album to write for, and it's always fun to try to echo my influences, but to be this intentional about it, it's something that I'd never done before. And in case you guys weren't keeping track, 15, there were 15 songs on this particular record, and that's probably the longest that I've had, apart from a double album. I think that's probably the longest album, um, or maybe tied for the longest. But so many people to thank in that regard, who have written these amazing songs and paved the way. My local influences: Dan Wilson, Cloud Cult, and Semisonic as well. If we're gonna go there, so Dan Wilson, Semisonic, Cloud Cult, and then of course Bob Dylan. Man, just even though he ditched Minnesota for New York, he has always been my guy, and I am very very thankful for his music, and all of that. So we got Josh Ritter, who is one of um, the closest modern day versions of Bob Dylan that I can point to and say such a great storyteller. All of that as well. My Memphis influences: Johnny Cash, Elvis, of course, and countless others who maybe don't have a record deal but are still very influential to me. Brad Paisley, right next to Johnny Cash's picture. The Script, really, really important band in the pop realm. Fountains of Wayne, of course, fabulous, and the world is a worse place without Adam Schlesinger in it. He was such a phenomenal songwriter, as was Chris Collingwood. He's still alive, but that's that. Of course, Maroon 5, haters gonna hate, but I really, really love Maroon 5. And yeah, that's everybody on my influence as well. So like I said, next week we are going to be going live, and going finishing up that thing with all of my originals and all of that good stuff. Going to be going live from somewhere in Iowa, probably Keokuk, Iowa, and we'll just go from there. But like I said, next week's going to be that all original set back on Facebook, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. And we've got some good music to close out this really terrible year. Yeah. And then when we get into next year, speaking of Semisonic, I forgot to mention this, but All About Chemistry is turning 20 in March, and so I'm going to do a big show for that. So be on the lookout there. And yeah, stay safe. Wear a mask if you got to go out. And otherwise, just stay in. I know a lot of my Minnesota friends, it's getting colder and all of that good stuff. So, stay in, even though it's a little bit of a bummer, and wear a mask if you got to go out. But yeah, mostly just stay safe. And thank you so much for all your support.